Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we got a big one. This is a really big mod that I'm not even going to be able to show all the way off, but I'm going to show some of it off, and I think it's an exciting one. It's been one I've been waiting for a long time. This is Atomic World, and this is a 2.0 version. I've been having this mod installed since it wasn't 2.0. So what this mod does is it adds a bunch of locations to the game, like a whole shit ton. Like this is a very much a mod that adds, so that you can see some of these things here, because I've given myself every map marker, right? Every map marker in the game. So like the vanilla ones, that's how it works with the cheat terminal portal. There's this Rockport here, this is a whole new place. This Urbandale outskirts, this Urbandale, the Angler's Rest, some interior locations, that's clearly like a cave, right? There's Cobalt Road here. I think I discovered one of them already. This Murdoch Road here, Hillwood Park, Crawford Memorial Cemetery way up there, Crawford. Like, and they're all on the outside of the map here. You can kind of see there's the Goodman and Sons Lumber up there. Now, we're obviously not going to show all these off in one video. You can see there's not too many out here. Nothing in downtown Boston because it's already kind of too dense, as the mod author has stated anyway. Nothing even in the southern side of the map here. Now, there is some stuff in the Glowing Sea as well. We'll get to that part probably last. But we're going to go around here and show some of these locations off. Not everyone. There's a lot of them. Most of them add a huge variety of things. That's just Nuka World, right? Yeah, but then there's Fisher Park there, all kinds of things. There's a whole crash ship here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to Vault 111, and then we're going to head up north and see what that area looks like. Now my game is freezing all the time. Welcome to the next gen update. I hate this shit. I imagine this mod doesn't exactly super duper cooperate with the next gen update, because the next gen update seems to have problems with things messing with NPCs. But you can see here already outside of Vault 111, there's like the edges of buildings. This is a huge brand new location called Urbandale. Now I don't know anything about Urbandale. Now all these other locations don't necessarily have crazy huge quests on them or whatever. They're definitely going to have enemies. Now, the mod also does say that not all these things are lore friendly or super duper accurate, but this is a wholly, populated town of people here. Urbandale, location discovered. It does count as a map marker. You can fast travel here. What do we got here? We got ghouls? What are we fighting, ghouls? A lot of ghouls. What are we, like, there's some Minutemen here? That's an interesting, I'm letting you guys kind of do it, but I did bring a gun just in case. You figure it out. So like when you first get here, it's a whole town though. I mean, this is crazy. Like there's a lot of interiors. There's clearly like what's been set up as shops. Like, so like actually settled spaces. I will help you guys kill the ghouls if I can. Okay. I think they're okay though. Now obviously these are not like interactable in a major way NPCs. They're not like going to give you a quest. They're not going to do anything like that. But like it's a whole town out here. Now obviously this is all vanilla assets. These are all just houses kind of been added in here. And my frames in this particular location aren't great. You're gonna, you're adding a lot of stuff to your game. That's the kind of the cost there. But this is a nice looking little town already. Obviously the first time you show up being attacked by ghouls gives it some kind of like quality of being a real place. Now there's another part over here. This is like the Urbandale outskirts to this way, but look, it's a huge town. Like this is not even part of the outskirts. We're gonna head more that direction. But it's just an actual town out here. Like this looks like an actual town. Like obviously Concord and all that's supposed to look like an actual town. Some more ghouls here. No. But yeah, this was a town, like an actual place. Like it's framey though. I tell you what. But I mean, my game's just kind of framey anyway. You guys might not even notice. I'm like really sensitive to that shit though. I pinky promise. I noticed frame instability. It is a looking ghoul. It's just so crouched over. I thought it was like, I don't know, taking a shit or something. I was gonna let him take a shit, but at the same time, he's a ghoul. You gotta die. There's corn here, right? Like it's like a place. It's like a lived-in place. Now this is just one example of the things. Now outskirts is out here. I mean, this could add all kinds of things. So many things I'm not gonna be able to show off or find. Now more ghouls here. I don't know what happened to this particular place. Maybe it's just because it's a population center. It's being attacked by ghouls. This is the Urbandale outskirts. They had a little toy alien and stuff there. Raiders in the outskirts? Like really of the outskirts of your town? There's just raiders out here? I love this gun. Handmade rifle, Nuka World DLC, attach attack. This is the conditions here. Hello raiders. But yeah, so it gives you something to do. Like a new location to go to, enemies to fight, maybe some stuff to do. There's handies here and a microfusion bot. I wonder what they were doing here. Right, like, and obviously some of this stuff isn't going to be all completely explained, and if it is, probably not going to be very good at finding. I don't know if there's like notes added or exactly the full details of things here. This is the outskirts, but still like the same big. It's like a big population center, like an actual whole town that existed out here. And the outskirts clearly had raiders in it. Like I said, there's probably not an explanation as to why that is. But like, it looks nice. It looks like it's just something that would fit into the vanilla game because it uses those vanilla assets and stuff. It's not trying to do anything, I think, too dramatic in terms of its, you know, the way that it changes up the game. Like, some of these locations are obviously bigger, better than others. Like, there's no, as far as I know, I don't see any notes on that. Means there isn't any. But yeah, this whole, like, kind of connects right outside of Urbandale Auto Parts Distribution. There is interior, so, like, this is what I was talking about. Like, there's going to be stuff that I could find and show off in this particular mod video that it's just going to be hard to... So this is ghouls in it. Okay, ghouls, you can get dead. Let's turn the flashlight on so you guys can see a little bit. So they were mining here. This is a mining town. There's a fusion core there, which is interesting. Like, it just looks like all these locations look like they could have been there, right? Like, there's plenty of places in the base Fallout 4 game that don't actually add anything. I was hoping for a note. Just some kind of backstory. I mean, I'm one of those people, and you may hate me for this in the comments. You can go ahead and get your angry comment ready. I really liked Fallout 76 when it came out, even on the basis that it, like, had just a bunch of, you know, holotapes and notes to build a backstory. I love that stuff. That's some of the greatest way to tell a story, if you ask me. So that's Urbandale, which is a whole town north of Vault 111. There's Vault 111 up there. There's a billboard by it, and it's just like kind of north of it right here. There's this road, like infrastructure. There's trees apparently that have grown over. It all looks like it's supposed to have been here, right? Like, everything about these locations always, to me, seems like something that should have been there in the first place, or could have been in there in the first place. It doesn't necessarily should. I guess we can keep heading up here to Rockport. We'll go to the Robotics disposal ground and head from there. Like I said, not going to get to every location. I think part of the appeal of this mod is not that for me to show off every location that you can possibly go to. Now, this is the Robotics disposal ground. This is a vanilla location. This is where the Sentry Bot is. You can get, like, the Hot Rodder magazine in here. Now, if we head this way, there should be, like, a radio tower looking symbol. It does. I can see a radio tower up here. Now, there's no reason why a radio tower couldn't be up here, right? Like, it doesn't have to be important. Like, it just has to be a location. It could be enemies. It could be just, like, maybe there's a friendly something there. Maybe there's a cool piece of loot. Like, it's hard to know exactly what's going on with that situation. So there's an empty wooden crate here. Turpentine. This is a place. There's a dead skeleton here, but that's really it. But it's a location? Not... I mean, I would like for there at least to be something. Because, like, I think one of the greater appeals of Fallout 4, especially, is at least finding some good junk, right? Some garbage that, like, screws, you know, your adhesive and stuff. Now, there's shooting over here at this little port town, which is kind of cool, too, like across from Sanctuary. What do we got going on? There's a scavenger. Is it marked as hostile? You wanted to be hostile. That was a bad choice on your part. Okay. So, Rockport. This is a town as well. It's got cool stuff. Ghouls here, too. That makes sense. There's a lot of ghouls, a lot of places, right? Like, that would be the easiest default enemy, I imagine, to put in every location. Now, Sanctuary Hills, there's Red Rocket right there. Sanctuary Hills is literally right there. This is, like, so this town is literally next to Sanctuary Hills, just across the river from it. But this is, like, fully fledged out. Look, like, there's a whole dock here. This is not stuff that's in the game at all. There's a chest here. See, like, this is what I'm talking about. Now, there's nothing in here. And there should be. Like, there should be stuff to find, right? There's a little bit of rat-away. Like, too many empty containers, I think, in this mod still. But yeah, like a little port town. This doesn't. I don't know if this makes a huge amount of sense because I don't know how this is connected to the greater water area. Right? There's a port town here, but like what does it? Like this is the lake down here. There's no like way to get to a greater body of water here. I'm not really sure. That doesn't like make a whole bunch of sense. And like they said, not every situation is going to be immersive or really like, you know, defined by the lore or whatever. Just looking around here for things. Like this is a little shop here though. There's a lot of little things. Like there's obviously detail and care put into each one of these locations. And I'm not trying to be critical of them by like saying like what the fuck is the port town doing on the edge of a lake. But there's a little barn here. This requires a key. Only warehouse keys can unlock. I see. Like that's a whole different other thing. Is there something cool in the warehouse? Like, and I'm not going to show all that off. I'm not going to go out of my way to find these warehouse keys. I think the appeal of the location and this particular type of mod is that you can find this stuff for yourself. That you get to go explore these new locations and all of these things that they bring. Right? Whether the warehouse has a bunch of cool shit in it or not. Little house up here, right? Like. Burnt Grog, that comic. I think the loot could still be better. I think there could be more loot distributed throughout these things to make them like at least worth that to explore, right? Not just like, you know, here's a ghoul and a scavenger or whatever, right? But like they're very cool looking locations too though. I think this is a cool looking town. I think it'd be very cool. Like obviously Boston is very urban and stuff like that, but like the more small town stuff here and the in between like stuff. And then like this is the stuff that you should actually be able to turn into a settlement, like pre-existing towns that you make into your own thing. This lock is too it's novice? Excuse me? I have the lockpicking perk? I do. Okay. I don't see, that's a weird vibe. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a novice lock that I can't open. I'm not sure. Maybe it's my particular setup. It's a little bookstore though. Like, I don't, maybe I'm not. Maybe it's like, I don't understand. Like, is there some other way to get in the building? Is it like I'm just supposed to be clever? It's a cool plot. This is a cool place. This is obviously just some of the locations. We're going to go to some more, though, because we've already gone to these two. Now, there's a bunch of stuff up here, too. Now, there's the USAF satellite station in Libya. There's little towns all along the main roads, too. Like this Cobalt Road that we're going to go to, kind of right here. There's going to be some combat here at the satellite station in Libya. But, like there's definitely these fucking bloodlines. Okay. But down here, like, you can literally see it as we're kind of approaching up here. This is Cobalt Road, which is like, there's a Red Rocket gas station here, as well as just a couple little houses that were houses anyway, right? They're obviously all nuked out. There's nothing here besides the fact that this was once a place, right? Really, all right? And this is the stuff that there's a microscope there. That's a pretty valuable thing, right? You get like a fiberglass and stuff like that, or I forget exactly what you get from a microscope. It's been a minute, okay? I haven't really seriously grinded out like some Fallout 4 stuff in a long time. But this red rocket is cool. I'm trying to think about, like, obviously you could think about how this doesn't maybe necessarily make sense. I mean, maybe this sunk over time. Like, this used to be up on the road, like, or this used to be less buried and stuff. Are we shooting at me? No, we're just shooting at other things. They're shooting at the mole rats up there. But it's cool. It's a cool location. Like, it just makes sense that it's there, right? It gives you, like, this is the right, if you ask me, the right kind of density to add to the game. Like, little towns here, little spots to stop. Like, because previously it's pretty empty. That's not even a little town. That's a couple houses and a gas station. But like, it makes sense that, you know, the area was more populated than it was before. Now, obviously, it's not even populated more now necessarily because there's nobody that lives there. There's no people or anything to do with that location, really. Besides, look at it and be like, oh, there was people that lived here. Now, there's more stuff up here. I'm just trying to make sure I'm headed the right direction. It's apparently a whole new cemetery up here. Obviously, there's a cemetery in the base game. But obviously, that wouldn't bury all the people in the entire area. I mean, obviously, there's cemeteries inside of Boston, too. Apparently, everybody in Boston is cremated because there's like 4 graves in that whole spot. But yeah, this is a whole new stuff. There's like a gazebo over here. Like, these are vanilla assets. These are stuff you can find in other spots, but it just makes sense that, like, maybe they're all built at the same time. There is a graveyard here. Little graveyard. Not too big, but there's my next-gen freeze of the day. Thanks. Next-gen update. The Crawford Memorial Cemetery. I imagine there should be ghouls here. They love putting ghouls in cemeteries. I remember Fallout 3, right? Like, where you get the... there's a bobblehead in a graveyard. I forget which one it was. It's been a long time, you know. Games are old. Now, this is Crawford, which is a whole other town. A little town out here. This has got a big old gazebo-looking area here, too. There's forged here, which is an interesting dynamic. It makes sense that the forge would exist someplace other than just the Saugus Ironworks, right? Like, they would have spread out over time. But a whole little town. Like, I imagine some of these buildings are explorable even, and you'd have to maybe find some of that out for yourself. But it looks nice. Like, this is a cool little place. Like, it's just a little town. Now, not every building is explorable, but look, this is a forged common house. I bet it's going to be filled to the brim with bad motherfucking dudes. No lore, no backstory necessarily. This is okay. This was a department store, almost super duper mart looking.
What the?
Definitely got forged in here. Hello, what the? I mean, fire raider, really, though. It's just a fire raider, okay? Let's not get too fancy on what a forged is, okay? It's a fire raider. Let me turn my flashlight on so you guys can see. Not too worried about sneaking here. But yeah, I mean, they clearly... This is just a little base that they have. I mean, this is the desk fancy. Screws. Important. Put some stuff in here. Medical boxes. More little stuff. Even if, and signs that people were living here. There's sleeping bags. You'd imagine there'd be more people in here, right? Common house would imply to me that there's lots of people. One forge is not really it for me. There's like 4 forges in this whole town. Like, the density still, I think, could be increased in terms of the population. Not every place needs people, but if you're like, this is the little forge base here, there should be more than one person inside the forge base. It's a cool location, right? Like, this is all not stuff that existed in the game, but exists now because somebody went out of their way to make it with in-game assets and stuff. This is a large, 4-story building here. I mean, it has stuff in it, but it would be cool if there was forges all the way through there. And then, like, you'd obviously... It's always easy to ask for more. This is another location, though. It's just one more example. We got one more thing. The Forest Hills Transfer Station, our railroad station down here. Now, this is just some examples. I'm not going to go through too many more because I think you guys are getting the idea. And like I said, the appeal here really is that you go look at this stuff for yourself. I swear to God, bug. No. I hate blood bugs. Fucking mosquito. Should have killed the fuck out of your ass. Hello? No? Absolutely not. I hate mosquitoes. In real life. Fucking poisoned. Get off me. Alright. So, let's get down here. Let's check out this railway station. There's a couple railway stations already. Now, this makes sense. I imagine, I think the railroad does actually even come up this far in the base game, right? But there's no, like, station here. Now, this is obviously stuff from the other spots, some broken down trains. Ghouls are always at the railway stations, too. That makes sense. People died here from the trains and became ghouls because of the radiation or whatever, right? I think just ghouls would be a lot of places, to be fair. I think ghouls, really, is probably, like, the most common enemy in the game. If you really did it, like that's what Fallout 3 did. But yeah, a little blown up thing. There was like a tank here on this train track. There's a little box. Forest Hills Transfer Station. This is a cool little box. I don't remember that asset though. I don't think I've seen that particular kind of box before. But yeah, it's just a little train station. Now you can see it connects to these other train stations. It's all the way down the thing. 10 Pines Bluff kind of runs by the train station, and then all the way down here to the Bedford station. See, like this is all connect together, right? There's Bird Street and the little side thing. There's another park here. There's a Red Rocket Shop and Stop. I suppose we'll go there just because we'll show off a couple more locations. There's one I want to really show off in the Glowing Sea before we get done with the video. And like I said, I don't want to show off all these locations. I think this mod, what is it? It's 22 megabytes. It's a very small file size in terms of you get a whole ton of stuff. I just need to orientate myself. So if we were heading from this Starlight Drive-In towards the Super Duper Mart and what's it, Lexington, right? Shut up. There's a gas station on the way. Then that makes sense. I know there's a gas station in Lexington, though, right? Like on the other side of the Super Duper Mart. But there's now apparently a gas station on this side. No, this is... Yeah, right here, apparently. So there's a gas station on both sides of the town, which makes sense. If you've ever been to, like, a big city. Lexington, I imagine, is supposed to be a fairly large city in terms of Fallout's design and stuff. That's an unopenable door. In danger, though. What are we in danger from? Red Rocket Shop and Stop. Raider? There's a raider there. I think I'm hearing non-raidery footsteps though. Are they in the building? It's like a whole interior cell in here. That's kind of interesting. It's very dark in here. This is like a buried red rocket. Like you see the dirt and stuff. That's kind of crazy. I like that effect. Like this is something like this doesn't exist in the game. There's a little potty in here. This is a little red rocket. I thought there'd be somebody in here, but there's nothing in there. There might be some stuff, right? You get some plasma cartridges or whatever random loot your toolbox spawns in for you. So there's definitely something worth going in here, picking the stuff up, going back out. It's just cool little stuff like this. More stuff to see, more stuff to find as you're playing the game. Like, you know, we're not going to get Fallout 5 for a long time, you guys. It's okay, we just got to accept that Fallout 4. Fallout 76 is kind of it. But, another little building here? Little hole in it. Get off me, get it off. Hit the wrong button, okay? Use the B button being crouched, okay? Play a lot of other shooter games. That's kind of the way it goes. But yeah, little, what, like supply store here? On the other end, next to it. Like, that's kind of cool. It's all connected. Well, I'm gonna... What's up for you? Okay, we're gonna head to the Glowing Sea now to show off one more location just because I find it a really, like, one of the cooler fucking ones in the whole thing. This is Titan City. Now... Titan City is a whole city that was out in the Glowing Sea area. Now, I'm going to eat massive amounts of rats and all this stuff. But Titan City is humongous. It's a city. They labeled the city as a Look at this thing. This reminds me of some of the scale stuff we saw in Fallout 76. Just absolutely massive city. Now, this is huge, right? This obviously is super duper nuked out, right? Because it's in the Glowing Sea. It was absolutely nuked out. On-stage motherfucker out here. Eat shit. Please. But yeah, it's a humongous city to explore out in the Glowing Sea. Now, I'm not even going to go through half of this. I bet some of these buildings are explorable. Some of them are not. There's a big nuclear acid pool here that I'm absolutely just getting fried in. But, like, it's humongous city added by this mod. Now, you can argue whether this stuff is valuable to you or not, right? Like, but for some people, I think this is going to be a really... There's a lot of ghouls here. Mole rat, huh? Killing the ghoul. Yeah, I see you. Come get me then. Okay. But yeah, it's like a whole huge city out here. Now this place, this particular one is very performance intensive. It's maybe the largest location added by the mod. Now I haven't even explored all the locations added by the mod, but this, you kind of see almost like effects of like where it's been added. Like this big rubble sections of shit that's flown off the fucking building as it got nuked and stuff. Now, I guess you could make an argument this is more flat. Like I said, the mod author list is not super duper immersive, but it's fun to go around and explore new places. Like this is an interior, somewhat location. There's some rad X to take, which is good. Right, table lamps and stuff. You could look all up around in here. Right, like it's a place. It's vanilla assets. Right, and you could look through all these little buildings. It gives you whole new locations to explore, which is really fucking cool. I just think, like, exploration is the greatest part of Bethesda games, and it's one of the biggest part of why people don't like Starfield. I like Starfield fine, but like the exploration is not as good as something like this. And adding more locations that you can go around and explore and look around in is kind of the quintessential Fallout 4 mod. Like it's not super duper lore friendly or immersive necessarily, because maybe these places aren't supposed to exist or whatever. Elevator work? It does, but you can just open it. It's a empty shaft. Oh my god, I love the effect of that. Of just like the elevator in there is super duper broken. Of course it is. It's the place where the bomb hit, right? Like this is the nastiest spot in the game, and there's a city here, and it's just absolutely fucking destroyed. And you can kind of just like wander through the ruins of it. It's very, the apocalypse vibes are insane here, and I really do like it a lot. But yeah, that's just some examples of the Atomic World mod. Now, obviously, like I said, didn't show off a lot of locations, so we can go look at the map here. There's Arcus here, which is like a whole nother town out in the glowing sea. There is Atlas City over here. There's, like I said, some more. There's Natick Heights. It's another little suburb area. It's just so many locations to put into your game, to give you some more stuff to explore, to, you know, it's just a very cool vibe. You guys let me know what you think of the Atomic World mod. You know, what kind of stuff do you think is the coolest that it adds? These big cities out in the glowing sea, the little small locations, little small towns around and stuff, right? Like I said, nothing in the Boston area, but you get pretty close. Some of these things you get in here, right? You get this Robco Sales and Service Center right here by the East Boston Preparatory School and police station and stuff. You get some stuff way up north for sure too, like the Goodman and Sons Lumber. I don't even know what that looks like, but it's very cool. It's a very cool mod, just because I think it's very just quintessential, like I talked about, to what Fallout's about, or what a Bethesda game is about. It's about exploring these zones, and in this context, you're exploring very nuked out places, very apocalypse style places. Nothing that's in super good shape. It's not a settlement. It's not got a bunch of people in there doing necessary things. Some of them just have ghouls. Some of them don't have anybody. It's just nuked out places that's got some loot maybe. Maybe it doesn't even have anything valuable, but it just adds to the atmosphere and vibe of the game. You guys let me know what you think, and like I said, of Atomic World down in the comment section down below. If you do want to check out this mod for yourselves, there'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page, the Nexus mod page. You can download this mod for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. That way you can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, wherever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.